these, a couple of those. Excuse me. Hmm, that'll work.
All right, and we're live.
Oh, we're
Playing us
live.
in. Here we
Cool.
go.
Yep.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Here we go indeed.
Enjoying. I got a adjustable height desk,
Oh, nice.
and I just sort of had the realization that I can.
Move up, move down. You're already taller than me in real life. You don't need to.
Oh no! Bye, Earl.
Yeah. Oh, it goes pretty far.
Yeah. And we're back.
Then we're back.
The trick is for reducing the quantity of double chin as you move it up higher and then move the camera down, moving it lower.
Can you just adjust the camera angle to make that happen?
Yeah. Don't go on a diet. Just adjust the camera angle.
That's right.
That's story. Hi, Earl.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing all right. I'm a little tired from yesterday. We ran the big fuck up nights
Yeah.
event, and that was a whole horde of fun.
Yeah.
Like 100 people showed up, so that was good.
Nice. Well done. What worked for the for drawing the crowd?
For drawing the crowd. Just your normal, word of mouth and getting people out there, right? Like we were actually panicking. We were at like 40 ticket sales like a week ago. And then all of a sudden, in typical Vancouver fashion, everybody signs up last minute. One guy bought his ticket 20 minutes before the event. And that's just the way it is. So,
Or you get what I had where for my coffee tasting, where everybody bought the ticket, or well, they were free tickets, but we signed up for tickets 3 months ahead of time, and zero people showed up. So your version's better.
yeah, the last minute push. So it's always a little harrowing, like waiting for the last couple of ticket sales to come in. You're like, oh no, are we gonna have enough people? And then all of a sudden, boom, and the whole room is full. I'm like, all right, this is good.
I met a guy who he was a German guy, and he was putting on events, and he would travel doing this, and he did put on an event in Puerto Rico, I think it was,
Okay.
and events at 7. 7 o'clock rolls around, zero people are there. He'd spent 2 weeks just confirming everyone and calling them, and supposed to have 100 people there or whatever. 7 o'clock, zero people, and he's like, "Was ist das? Where is the persons?"
Yeah.
And the people who live there were like, "No, no, calm down. This is how it is." And then apparently, 7:15, 7:30, first guy strolls in with a big cigar. "Hey, I'm here." And apparently there, it's considered rude to show up right when the party starts.
Oh,
Because
so
apparently the implication is that like you're just there for the food.
okay. So everybody's fashionably late, and that's the style.
Yeah, they're saying, "Look, I'm here to enjoy the company. I'm not just here to eat your free food or drink your free drinks or whatever." It's very not understandable to a German.
Who's the train must run on time. Right?
Yeah, exactly. In Germany, I got yelled at because I tried to cross the road. We're in the middle of a park. Like imagine Stanley Park with a little road winding through it,
Okay.
and there's a crosswalk in the middle of this road with a light for it. And I sit there, press the button. Someone's already pressed the button or whatever. I come up, look all the way down the road, zero cars. All the way down the road, zero cars. I go to cross, and they like yell at me and tell me to stop.
Gotta wait for the light.
Gotta wait for the light. And then later, I was in England, and I'm standing there with some friends, and like the light is not in our favor, and they'll just start crossing, and like, "What the hell's the matter with you? Cross the road." What are you waiting for the light for? Cultural differences.
New York, very same thing. If there's no cars, everyone's walking.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
and then the cars are all honking at each other.
Yeah, exactly. Ah.
Wow, we got sidetracked real fast on that one. So Far Cry Nights went good.
Yeah, it went fantastic.
Nice,
The
neat.
three speakers were phenomenal.
Yeah.
I always enjoy the cadence of a speaker who studies comedy,
Hmm.
right? Number one, their delivery is just that much more interesting, and number two, just the way they like comedians tend to like wrap it back to the first joke to wrap everything up, and
Yeah.
that's always a really cool feature in the talk, right? So he did that kind of in his talk, so that was really neat.
Nice. Stand-up comedy is one of my favorite art forms, if I'm honest.
100%. That's a rough gig. You have a microphone, a stand, and nothing, and you have to make people laugh. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
I did it once. I did a stand-up routine one time for a talent night. And yeah, you sort of I kind of realized I didn't really realize I was standing out there. It's like it's um one of the art forms that's most singularly related to a single individual,
Mm, yeah,
right? Because you're not actors read a script written by someone else and the director tells them what to do and this, that, and the other. Uh, singers, singer songwriters, sure, but it's like you're still coming through an instrument. You know what I mean? There's still like
right.
a device. A singer usually has a backup band. A
Hmm.
comedian, it's like jokes they wrote, and it's only them, and it's only them talking to the audience. Like it's so entirely a single person involved.
Yeah, it's pass or fail, and it's all on their own shoulders, right? So
Yeah,
always
exactly.
interesting.
Can't blame anybody. The backup band was too loud or something. No.
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
Um,
Um, did
any
your
any any good lessons? Any good lessons from the fuck up nights?
speaking shame, speaking about shame reduces,
Okay,
right? So
reduces it.
when you talk about it, it reduces it in your mind because now it's out there in the open. It's not some weird thing hiding in the closet somewhere. It's just talking about it and being, open about it helps to, conquer it, right? So that was fascinating.
That's good. Yeah, I like that. It's I've always found that if I screw something up or make a mistake, you just sort of go, well, listen, everybody, I made this mistake. You know what I mean? That's like, what's it? What are they going to say? Yep, you did. I was like, okay,
But then acknowledging it, helps people to then, give you support. And then once you have that support, you then acknowledge it at a deeper level and really truly own it at that point. And then you either, you try to make it better, right? So that was interesting as well.
nice. Shall we uh shall we get on with it?
Dive right in. Yeah. So what's
We'll dive
what's
right
your
into that
image?
for it.
You're gonna
Yeah, I
flip
got
the
it
image in the background there.
here. Did
Your robot
that's
pointing at the
it's
world.
not it's not reverse for you, right?
No, no, I see a robot pointing at the map.
Yeah, it's backwards for me. But actually, this is pretty impressive. It's drawn the world accurately.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That actually makes you think. It's like, what? I don't know. Wouldn't it have to have just copied a map?
No, I just kind of drew it. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, it drew it itself, but it's like it's really cartographically accurate. Anyway, oh yeah, we got to do the intro for the show. Thanks for listening to our various digressions so far.
Right.
So we have here on the show, as you heard in the intro, we have our resident Earl. There he is.
That'd be me.
He's a smart guy, as you heard, all his various accolades. And I'm here to be the idiot, and I'm here to ask the dumb questions because if you ask the dumb questions, you get the smart answers. And we pick a topic. Earl picks three topics from that he encountered this week, or people asked him about, or crossed his desk in some way. And then I pick which one of those I most want to learn about, so I can
Yeah, I'm just
selfishly
lazy. I
talk
look
about
at my calendar and I go, okay, what meetings do we have this week? And then I just pick three of them and I just throw them up there.
it.
So
Yeah, and then I go, oh yeah, I have to deal with that for my client right now. So let's talk about that. And then we throw it all into AI because we are very lazy. And we tell AI to give us the show outline, and then we go over the show outline and we discuss what AI says or suggests
Yeah, you
because it's
got it.
interesting that way. We get to react rather than just read a script, which is nice.
So far away, bring it on.
Sum it up well. All right. The prompt we gave to Mr. ChatGPT was another episode of Earl and the Idiot. Today's topic is what does it take to show up on LLMs in today's world for small business? We'd like to be recommended by Chat. We'd like to be recommended by ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, etc. as small business vendors. What are 3 things to do, 2 things to avoid, and 1 red hot tip to ensure we get more mentions in LLMs? Let's start by just sort of I I had my I had coffee with my boomer dad and boomer stepmom over the weekend, and it made me realize not everyone is as fluent in AI things as we are. First of all, we should say what's an LLM.
Large language model. So it's an AI that's been trained on a whole bunch of stuff. So hence the large part. So
So it's an AI that has been given a giant steaming pile of human
data.
language
Yeah.
data, yeah, and it's parsed out all that language. It can now recombine it into ways that match what you ask it, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. And then the that's the large part. The language part is you can talk to it, right? So you can talk to it in plain English, and it'll understand you for the most part.
Mhm. I thought that was a good description of the AI revolution. Was basically that the hottest new computer programming language is English.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because back in the day, before you could, extract information from a machine, you had to learn like SQL query, right? How to write a statement that pulls data out of a big pile of data. And
Yeah,
now not so much. You can just ask it in plain English. There you go.
yeah,
So
yeah. I do this all the time now. I sort of was at the point with my web design of wanted to learn more code to be able to customize things on a website rather than just build with the stock builder or whatever. And now it's like, hey, write me a code that does this. And it's like,
yeah,
do I need to bother learning to write code? I don't know. I guess the next step will be to take out that intermediary and you just tell the website, hey, website, do this,
right. And it just
you know,
doesn't.
and take out the in between. Okay. And so for a small business, what does showing up in an LLM mean and why is that important?
Well, fewer and fewer people these days are using, Google, right? Google used to be the go-to for everything, and now it's slowly shifting to using an LLM, so like Claude or Grok or ChatGPT or whatever. And so, you know, because the GPTs are now the first place people go to, it's almost like it's a new traffic source, right? So prior to this, the traffic sources were paid traffic, organic traffic when you did searches, and then social traffic. But now LLMs are it's a whole new beast where it's like there's a whole new world out there where people are asking it questions. It's funny. I got like more than a handful of my friends have switched where their default used to be open a browser, goes to Google, type in a question. Now
Mm,
they all have ChatGPT on their phone and they just go straight to ChatGPT, right? And myself included, I have it as one of the anchor, icons in my phone now. Like it's a
hmm
default icon. I don't go to browsers anymore. It's kind of weird. So yeah.
Yeah. I, I just used this. I was asked to write a Christmas list out. And when I want something, when I desire a physical object of some kind, which isn't that much, I'm not into acquiring tons of stuff. But when I want like a watch or a
Hmm.
sweater or something, I got specifics. You know what I mean? I get real specific with it, so I'm hard to shop for. But so I was asked to like write out my Christmas list and birthday list. Birthday's coming up in December too, and so I use ChatGPT for that because I can be like, listen, I want a pair of socks, okay? And here's the deal. I need a pair of socks for like sitting around the house, keep my feet nice and warm. I want to be able to use them for hiking too, though. If I go out and put my boots on, I want a nice pair of socks. I want some, like
Okay.
so rather than trying to type it all into Google and then sort of filter, then I'm getting ads and God knows what. I just had a conversation with ChatGPT about this. I'm like, if this is what I'm after, like, what should I get? Merino wool, alpaca wool? What do you think? Like, so I was
Right.
able to parse it all through with ChatGPT, and it ended up recommending me 3 or 4 different brands of socks that matched my criteria. I just picked those
Nice.
out. Right. So I use it as a search engine to find I was looking for socks.
Right.
And it's just like high powered search engine you can have a conversation with before it starts making recommendations.
Who knew?
Right.
Artificial intelligence, all the power in the world. The hell do we use it for? The hell socks do I buy?
Find me some socks. So people would do the same thing, I guess, for finding a business, bringing it back to the matter
Yeah,
at hand.
absolutely.
You'd say, I'm looking for a plumber, but I don't want no fly by night someone. I want a plumber around here who's got a
Who specializes in this and
long track
that, da, da,
record,
da, da. Yeah.
great reputation. So today's topic, according to ChatGPT, how the hell do small businesses show up inside LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok? Let's be real. If you're not in the AI's brain, you basically don't exist. Here's the breakdown. Same as with Google.
Yep.
It's fun time. First thing it says, 3 things to do to increase your LLM visibility. Build a wall of credibility, public, crawlable, structured content. LLMs don't guess, they pattern match. If your business leaves a big footprint online, you get remembered. Do this. Publish detailed service pages with clear offerings. Add FAQs in natural language. How do I hire a plumber in Burnaby? Answer it. Put case studies online with actual numbers. Write structured articles answering common buyer questions. It's a long answer. LLMs love schema markup. Good to know. Clear headings, lists, plain English explanations. Essentially, feed the algorithm big spoonfuls of this business knows its stuff. What's a schema for those listening?
So for schema markup, it's code that you add to your website that helps define what it's about to read. So it's really only for robots. So it's only for search engines. It's only for robots. It's only for like ChatGPT and the like to read through. And what it does is it essentially encapsulates the data and tells it what it's about to read. So one of the things that we used to do, so I used to do the SEO for like Ford. And one of the things that you must have to rank well is schema markup language. And before you could, the easiest example is name, address, and phone number, right?
Mhm.
So if you just put the name, address, and phone number on the website, that was one thing. If you use schema markup language to tell it that, before you read the next piece of text, this is the business name. Before you read the next piece of text, this is the business phone number, right? And if you put schema markup ahead of it, because there was schema markup tags, the robots liked you better. So it's kind of like catnip for robots. So
Okay. And if anyone watching is worried their website might not have schema tags, call me.
yeah, absolutely. So there's a schema markup detection tool. If you just Google that,
Yep.
and then throw your website into it, and then ask it, is there schema markup in it? And if it says no, then hire Dan and he'll fix it.
Or ask the AI. Maybe I don't have a job anymore. So okay, but what about the rest of this? Build a wall of credibility. What do you think about this? This seems like a good idea, whether it's LLM or not.
It is. So building a wall of credibility is still good for SEO, like traditional SEO stuff.
Yeah.
But where it says publish detailed service pages with clear offerings, right? That means do one detailed service page per offer, right? So if you do multiple things, make a page for each of those things, right? Now, back in the day in SEO time, this was a good idea anyways. But in LLM time, it's a must-have because you have to spell it out, right? Everyone might know Dan as like a marketing guy, right? But they know that he builds websites, but did they know that he builds websites using WordPress? Do they know that he builds websites using WordPress using Elementor, right? Do you and get real specific? And
Mhm.
when you get real specific, the LLMs like that because that's what they do. They pattern match, right? Like literally just pattern match. And so the more stuff that you have out there, especially the frequently asked questions in
Yeah.
natural language, that's really important. Um, it that'll segue into the hack of the week. I'm actually going to go deep dive into that piece. But yeah,
Okay.
pretty frequently asked questions, LLMs love those. So make them.
Okay. Um, Case studies. Now, this is something I was doing. I've been encouraging my acting school client. I've been telling him, get your students to sit down. Oh, that reminds me. Get your students to sit down and give a testimonial.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Video testimonials, written testimony. What is it? What works for putting case studies online?
Now, just remember that the AIs can't necessarily see all videos just yet,
Okay.
right? So they can, but they can't, but they can't, right? So it's weird. Like sometimes you give it a YouTube video and it can rip it apart to shreds and tell you what it's about. And then sometimes you give it a YouTube video and it's like, I can't watch this video for some reason. And
Okay.
it just depends on whether it's being throttled or not. So so videos are good, but you have to then multi-use the video. Like you have to reuse the video's guts, right? So you pull the video, you pull the transcript, you take the transcript, you pull quotes from the transcript, you take that, you write a blog post off of what they said, right? And then use direct quote from the customer, da 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 da. So those types of things like blog posts and quotes and all those little bits and pieces, those are all readable by the AI, right? 100% of the time. Whereas video, sometimes it's a crapshoot. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, right? So don't that doesn't mean don't get videos, but go get videos, but then chop them up into its component pieces.
All right. And what about case studies other than testimonials? Like, would it work to just put out your own case studies on your own website? Does
Ah,
ChatGPT
absolutely.
or yeah?
Absolutely. Like, if you solve the problem for a customer, even if you're in the trades arena, right? Just showing a before and after picture is kind of magical, right? So before,
Mhm.
the pipes were leaky, da 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 da. Afterwards, we fixed everything. Everything is now, to code, blah blah blah, right? So doing a before and after shot, one, it's good for humans because we look at it and we go, looks like a good job, right?
Yeah.
And the AI pattern recognizes and goes, okay, well, it was old and busted, now it's new hotness. Okay, cool. Well, this we can recommend this.
Hmm.
So definitely do
All right.
those.
So actually, this I just skipped ahead to the step two, and it actually answers the question I was just sort of formulating, which is, will posting your case studies on your own website hold as much weight? It says step two in three things to do to increase your LLM visibility is get mentioned on third-party sources, brackets, this is huge.
Hmm.
LLMs weigh external credibility heavier than your own website. Right there. It's right there.
100%. But so do people, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
can
that's true.
tell everybody that you can walk on water and you're the best thing since sliced bread, but it's much different when someone else says it.
Yeah. Actually, what's a perfect example of that, just from a human point of view? One again, I guess I got Christmas on the brain here. I was trying to make my Christmas list, and what I want is a nice, like, extreme weather coat, like a coat for like if it's really pouring.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been getting these ads for just look at the tab open here. It's called a bear skin.
Yeah, I have bear skin everything.
Do you really?
Yep.
BEA the B the with the uh
I don't know if you can read it.
I can't read it. That's the one. This is
Bear,
unbelievable. This is
bear
huge.
skin. Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh, it's my favorite thing.
Oh my God. That's
It's
so
my
awesome.
it's
I
my
can't
favorite
believe
thing.
I cannot believe the serendipity of this, because I was like, this jacket looks really cool, but and the website and the ads, like I got it, I saw it on an ad on Facebook, and obviously it's its own ad, so it's like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It has this feature and that feature and blah 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 blah. But because I don't have that third party verification, I'm going,
Right.
is it that good? Is it as good as they say? I go on the website, all these features, it all looks so
So the,
awesome,
the
and I'm
cool
like,
thing about bearskin is that, and they actually do this on the site. It's a really good
yeah,
example of like case studies and customer stuff and da 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 and testimonials. And
Yeah.
so one of the things it does is it lets you cinch everything,
Mm.
which means that you don't get that cold draft up the back
Right.
or whatever, or on the sleeves or on whatever, because it lets you cinch everything. So literally, like I'm wearing like it looks like a hoodie, and everyone's like, "Aren't
Mm.
you cold?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm toasty warm. This is
Mm.
great." The next thing is it's tactical, so it has a bajillion pockets, so guys
Yeah.
love it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have to carry my merce everywhere I go. I just have like 18 and a half pockets, like on
Yeah.
every which thing, which is great.
Plus, it's three jackets. You put the hoodie in the jacket, and you've got a winter coat. Have the jacket without the hoodie, and you got a spring
Raincoat.
coat,
Yep.
and then the hoodie is a hoodie.
Yes, I have that. So yeah,
And it's you do recommend it. You think it's really good.
I love it. Yeah, it's cool for like an everyday kind of jacket.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
But anyway, digress. I just
good,
can't
good.
believe this because I've been
There
looking
you
at this
go.
for
Get
like two
mentioned on a
weeks
third
going,
party source. So
right,
what's
yeah,
up, Bearskin?
Earl right here is the third party. But
Yeah.
it's a good example. I went to check if this was for sale on Amazon as a third party, because then it's like you can trust the reviews to some degree.
Hmm.
Return policy, you can trust the return policy on it.
Right.
Um, I was looking for a third party to validate this jacket.
Yeah.
Because you're online. If I saw it in person, if I saw it in a store, I could evaluate it for myself. Be like, that's a good jacket.
Right. Because it's on the internet. Who knows? Right. So yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
still I'm
I have one, two, three, four, five bearskin jackets here in my room.
You have four jackets
Five.
from the one five from the
Well,
one
because they
company.
have a vest and they have a like a rain shell kind of thing that's standalone, and then they have like a like an air like a pilot jacket kind of thing. So yeah, it's just different flavors of different looks and styles. So that way, it's not always the same jacket over and over again.
God damn.
So I'm a big fan.
Oh, okay, but is it it says this jacket used to cost $700. Now it's only 237. Did it ever cost $700? That's bullshit.
No, I think the high price was like five.
Huh.
So
Still
it's
God.
like 700 cross five. But since it's
Yeah.
Black Friday, who knows what the price is today? I probably should have waited to buy some of these jackets Black Friday, but I kind of wanted them right away. So it's like, oh, I'll need one
Are
now.
they good and waterproof when you take them out?
Yeah, the waterproof shell is really good.
Nice. I'm so blown away by how fortuitous this was.
There you go. Get
Um,
mentioned on third party sources, 100%.
yep.
Yeah,
Get mentioned on Earl and the Idiot. That's the best endorsement. What
there
better
you go.
endorsement could there be?
I
So I
like
don't
the
think I actually
ending.
read this whole thing.
Yeah, it
What's
says,
that?
"Hey, bro, we're legit. Bring us up more often."
Yeah. So I didn't read this whole thing here. LLMs weigh external credibility heavier than your own website. Google Business. So you want Google Business Profile fully optimized. Reviews, brackets, real ones, not cousin from the Philippines ones. Local directories, industry directories mentioned in blogs, podcasts. It's right there.
Podcast. There you go.
YouTube interviews, press releases pushed to major PR networks. External mention is like a whispering in AI's ear. Hey, bro, we're legit. Bring us up more often.
Yeah,
You
100%.
hear that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if we need to go over that any further. I think we illustrated
No, pretty
the point
much.
quite well.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, publish case studies and testimonials in LLM-friendly formats. It's kind of a restatement of before, but LLMs love patterns like client came in with X problem. We delivered Y solution. Result was Z. Before and after stories, top 10 things small business owners should know about. The more of these you publish on your site, on LinkedIn, on Medium, and newsletters on YouTube, the more LLMs see you as the expert who solves this problem.
So agreed. I mean, the differentiation in like this particular version of what it says is it says use patterns, right? And that problem solution pattern is a real thing, right? So problem X, Y solution, result Z, Z, and yeah, just if you do it like that on a regular cadence, that's what the LLMs understand, right? Like you can't beat around the bush. You have to be very specific and use this structure because that's how it reads, like a toddler, right? So you have to be really specific. So plus, it also helps it for humans, right?
Mhm.
And it's not that humans are dumb. It's just that we're busy, right? So if you have a cryptic message and I have to decipher this, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to figure this. No, no. Like, you tell it to me like it is. Like, do you have this problem? This is the solution. Here's what happened. Oh, yeah, that's me. Like, I self-identify as I have that problem. Yo, man, like that sounds great, right?
It's interesting slash creepy how many of the tips for LLMs also work for humans. It's like getting closer to just being like a human.
Yeah, 100%. Because before, back in the day, you could use white text on white background and type in the word Britney Spears 10,000 times and rank for everything because, that's how Google worked. But, nowadays it's a little more sophisticated than that. And yeah, building stuff for humans, at the end of the day, is better for Google, is better for LLM, and is better for humans. So why not do it? Because you're killing three birds with one stone, right?
So many birds. I
Yep.
always say that when I sit down with people, potential clients, and I want to tell them about SEO, I always said you got two audiences. You got human audiences and robot audiences.
Yes.
Now we kind of have a third that's a robot that acts like a human audience.
Yep. Pretty much, kind of halfway in between.
Yeah. All right. We should charge right along here.
You
I
bet.
was late arriving because just before it was time to go on, someone handed me some delicious pizza and I had to address that situation.
That's right. Eat the pizza.
Yeah.
Priority number one.
Now I'm
Give the
thirsty.
pizza a good home.
Do you get pizza thirst when you have pizza and you're like thirsty the rest of the night? You can't get rid of
Yeah,
it.
we just had pizza the other day because I just felt like pizza, and I got one of
Yeah.
those. Yeah, yeah, and then you get that weird pizza thirst. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's insatiable. You can't drink enough to get rid of it. All right, two things to avoid or you'll drop off the AI radar. Avoid invisible digital presence. If all your content is on Instagram, in PDFs, in images, behind logins, in Facebook groups, that's an interesting one. Doesn't read Facebook groups, eh? Or worse, I like this, in your notebook, the models cannot learn from it. It's not crawlable, it doesn't exist.
So yeah, this is what I was saying about the whole video thing. Sometimes it can watch the video, sometimes it can't, right? If all your stuff is on Instagram, well, guess what? Instagram is a bunch of videos and pictures, right?
Mhm.
So because of that, that's kind of like it can't necessarily see all these things yet. So that's a problem, right? So
Right.
so yeah, definitely. These things are also the same things for SEO, right? So
Yeah.
Google can't necessarily watch videos either, right? This it says they can, but they don't always, right? So
Mhm.
because they don't always, but text works 100% of the time. So since text works 100% of the time, why not bet on the one that wins, right? So make sure you have that. So it's saying stuff like behind logins and in Facebook groups. So the problem with a Facebook group is that if you're not a member, you can't necessarily see all the bits and pieces inside of it unless the group is wide open, right? So
Yeah.
if you're I'm ChatGPT and I'm trying to find some information and there's a barrier, like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't have a Facebook account,
Mhm.
you're not a member of this group, you can't see it. Well, then it can't see it. And the same thing for behind logins. So if it says if it's a behind login and like you need to, if you want this thing to show up in LLMs, you can't stick a login in front of it, right? So now there is a time and place for things to have a paywall, right? Something in
Yeah.
front of it, right? And sometimes it's a piece of data or a video or like a PDF file or whatever that you want your customers to raise their hand and then be able to follow up with them after the fact. So from like a just a regular standpoint of, hey, I want to be able to follow up with these people, that doesn't mean have nothing behind paywalls, have nothing behind logins, have nothing behind, give me your email address for this.
Mhm.
You should still do those things, but just realize that when you do those things, you also prevent the AI from reading it.
Fair enough. There should be a way to give AI a membership to your website. Your login.
That'd be a hell of a trick.
Yeah. But if there was just a default leave the door open for AI, there's no reason everything else couldn't come through it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
All right. I like this. I like this one a lot, actually. Again, this appeals to me as a human, never mind AI. It says avoid jargon, cute brand speak, or trying to sound smart.
hmm.
LLMs don't reward complex, they reward clear. If your content is buzzwordy, corporate nonsense, obscure, clever but confusing, then AI systems struggle to confidently recommend you. They don't like uncertainty. They pick the obvious expert, crisp, simple, helpful, and direct.
The same thing for humans, though, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
if like I said, if your stuff is really, really, jargony, and I'm like, I have to use a dictionary to read your website, I feel stupid, right? And if I feel stupid, I'm not going to buy from you, right? So, I know we gave this example before, but there were two newspapers back when newspapers were a thing,
Mhm.
and one was written at the grade 7 level, one was written at a grade 4 level.
Yeah.
The grade 4 level crushed the other one, and it was delivering the exact same news, right?
Mhm.
And it's not that people are stupid; it's that people don't have time to deal with your bullshit, right? So it's just like, okay, keep it clear, and the more clear you make it, the easier it is to understand the language, and the easier it is to put your hand up, going, "Yeah, I got that problem. Can you fix it for me? Here's a big
Mhm.
pack. Here's a big pile of money," right? So yeah, you're more apt to give to give away the money if you feel like the problem can be solved versus you're sitting there translating stuff like hieroglyphics, right? It's just like, yeah, I don't know what
Mhm.
that means. So yeah, and they use their own specific corporate buzzwords that only people who are familiar with their stuff use that particular word in that way, and
Mhm.
I'm like, that's crazy, right? That doesn't work.
Yeah. I Yeah, if you ever get into like discussing something online with anybody, you run into these people that couch what they're saying in fancy terms just to sort of throw you off your game by confusing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I'll allude to one that we did from a previous hack of the week. We were using this thing called latent semantic indexing,
Yeah.
and that sounds fancy, right?
Mhm.
But all it is frickin' use words that go with the words you're using, right? So
Right.
if I again, my classic example is a tree. If I'm doing a corporate tree versus a family tree, I'm going to use very different words for the corporate tree or the family tree. And if I'm using like a tree, like outside with dirt and
Yeah.
birds and squirrels and stuff, I'm going to use the word dirt and birds and squirrel, right? It's very different. You wouldn't use dirt and birds and squirrel for a corporate tree unless your corporate tree was weird.
Unless you're the Dirt and Squirrel Corporation.
Yeah.
Oh, this actually kind of brings up something I was going to mention earlier as a digression, but now it actually kind of fits in. Super useful thing that I always had a hard time with on search engines that you can do in a second with ChatGPT or an LLM. Abbreviations,
Yes.
right? It was always a hell of a time someone says, "Oh, that's a real TOS violation" or whatever,
Right.
and you go, that maybe not that example, but you go look up what is TOS, and there's actually a website that cataloged
Every single
every
abbreviation. Yeah.
every single abbreviation, and
It
it's
could be anything from terms of service to Star Trek, the original series, right? So it's just like, okay, TOS, what? So yeah.
exactly. So now, and then there's only, if you take all the three-letter abbreviations possible, there's only like
Mhm.
7,000 of them. There's not that many,
Right.
so they get reused a lot. But
Yes.
now I had to do this over the weekend. I go to ChatGPT. Hey, if we're discussing the subject of blah, what does abbreviation mean? You can give it context, and it
Mhm.
gave it to me right away.
And it knows, yeah.
That was one area that search engines were not killing it.
No,
All right,
100%.
moving on. We have one red hot tip for building an AI. Oh no, the red hot tip is build an AI snackable expert hub. Well, this sounds thrilling. This sounds like something you'd do. Create a single page on your site that functions like an LLM buffet. Call it something like expert, your website.com/expert guides or /knowledge center. The page should contain short beginner guides, FAQ sections, tools, calculators, case studies, best practices, templates, start here articles, clear explanations of what you offer. Is it saying to do this on a single page?
It says to do it on a single page, but then segment it so that it understands all the different parts of the page,
Okay.
and then you can link from that page to other pages.
All right. This does three things. It creates a pattern of authority the LLM can recognize, centralizes expertise in one place for AI crawlers, shows you as the best answer to typical user questions. Think of it like creating your own Wikipedia entry, but on your own domain.
So we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
So for one of our clients, we are putting together a directory for sales trainers, as an example.
Mm.
And this is exactly that, right? It's all that snackable content that puts us and positions us as the go-to expert in a sector. And when you do that and make it LLM friendly, which we're doing, right? Yeah, like you end up being the go-to place for the LLMs because you make it easy for them, right? And the easier you make it for the LLM to read it and understand it and go through it, the funny thing is that it's also making it easier and better for people, and it's a kind of a double whammy, right? So, and part of that is because so you're doing it for the LLMs, you're doing it for the people. It also ends up because it's there shows up on search engines. So, like I said, the three birds with one stone. This is that technique. Build an AI snackable expert hub. If you build it and make it easy for them to read it and scan it, they will come. So,
all right. So create your own Wikipedia entry. I like this. This is a good thing I can offer to my existing clients. Call them up and say, hey, we should add this to your website.
Well, this is also that SEO dictionary thing I showed you back in the day that Ethan and I built. It ranks for everything. Why? Because it's structured language in ways that the machines like to read it. So, and if you format it properly, so humans like to read it as well, it becomes a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. Are we ready? I've got the microphone. I can do it properly.
Here we go.
Hack of the week.
Hack of the week. Okay, so this thing talked about frequently asked questions, and it's a good place to start. But if we go back to what I said earlier, and I'm going to say the fancy word again, latent semantic indexing. Instead of thinking of bird, squirrel, whatever, dirt, what I said earlier, the way that an LLM works is it doesn't just answer your question. It takes your question and breaks it down into further other questions. So it takes your main question, like, how do I hire a plumber, right? And then it breaks it down into how do I hire a plumber near me? How do I hire a plumber near Burnaby? How do I hire a plumber that has good, reviews? How do I hire a plumber that... So there's going to be a million questions within the question that it asks. And believe it or not, there's tools out there that let you take a question or whatever your thing is that you want to find, that you want to rank for, and it breaks it into the questions that the LLMs ask. So if you take your question and you break it down into all the sub questions, like a good content creator, answer all the damn questions. And those are the questions you put in the FAQ. So this is kind of leapfrogs you ahead of the competition. So everyone else and their dog is just doing an FAQ. You're doing the FAQ to the FAQ, right? So it's kind of, what are the questions that the LLM cares about? And then make sure you have an answer for all of them, even if it's repetitive, right? How do I hire a plumber? How do I hire a plumber in Burnaby? How do I hire a plumber near me? If I live in Burnaby, a plumber near me is in Burnaby, right? So it sounds a little redundant, but because you're breaking it down into these questions and you're pulling these into the FAQs, everybody loves them, right?
Is that if you make a page like that on your website, is that annoying for the people to look at?
No. Just make it so that the FAQs are like toggles, right? So that the question is there, and if you want to see the answer, you push the button and it kind of blows up, and then you see the answer. And so,
and the LLM can read inside the toggle.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as there's no password for the toggle, yeah, you're good to go. So, so Euphoria, Fan Out are like the tools that can help you find these things. So just Google Euphoria or Fan Out.
What happened to Answer the Public?
Answer the Public gives you the data based on keyword research. So Answer the Public, it gives you what people are looking for. Now, if you take the Answer the Public, so if you want to use that tool, yeah, you can still use it, but that gives you the main questions to then break up. So you use Answer the Public to grab the initial questions, and then you use Euphoria or Fan Out to fan out what the questions are, the questions of the questions, right? And if you do both, that you get that double whammy where you get SEO and LLM love all at once.
And Euphoria and Fan Out?
Yeah, Euphoria and Fan Out are the tools. Just
All right.
Google Euphoria LLM question breaker thingy, and it'll find
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Make a note of that.
So
I see there's
well,
more.
I think both of them are free. So yeah, yeah.
I like it.
I don't know if there's a
Uh,
paid version, but yeah.
What's this here? Want the real secret?
Want
Is
the
that you?
secret.
What's that from?
Oh, I think I put the hack of the week too early.
Oh, you got in the middle of AI's
Yeah,
answer.
I pasted it in the middle of AI's answer.
All right. So here's I guess this is kind of summarizing here. It says, "Want the real secret?" It's given us a real secret we didn't ask for. So
So it's giving
that's
us a
pretty
red hot
exciting.
tip, and then it
Red hot
plays
tip.
off of my hack of the week, and then it gives want the
Yeah.
real secret. So
All right. It says most small bit. This actually kind of works as a summarization or a sort of parting words of the show, right on time. Most small businesses will never show up in LLMs because they produce no public content, no consistent messaging, no third-party mentions, no structured explanations, no expertise footprint, no authority trails.
yeah, that's true. I mean, if I were to ask, I just had carpet installed, right, from that guy, right?
Mhm.
And do you think that guy makes public content or consistent messaging or third party? No, none of these
No.
things, right? And that's the truth for most business owners, right? Do
Yeah.
you think the hot dog stand does any of these things? No, right? They're a hot dog stand, right? So the more you do these things, the more you show up. So, yeah,
Cool. Well, is that it? Are we done?
that's a wrap.
I always feel like our shows kind of sort of taper off and just kind of trail off at the end. We don't end up like, and that's our show. It's like we just kind of run out of things to say, and then we just say we might as well end it. But
Yeah,
well, it's our
well,
style.
that is the end of the show. I mean, we are
Yeah,
on stuff to talk about. I mean, that was a pretty good list of stuff that you can use to rank in LLM. So I mean,
Yeah, I really feel like there's some workable stuff out of there. I'm just looking at our. Let's see. Oh, no likes so far, but shout out to from last week. Hang on, let me scroll down to it. Shout out to Judy McKenzie. Judy McKenzie gets a shout out for liking the show last week. You know Judy?
excellent. Yes, I remember Judy.
There you go. What's
So,
up, Judy? Thanks for watching. And that's all for today. That's all for this week. Thank you, Earl. Thank you for all the brilliant insights. Thank you, ChatGPT, for making this so easy to do. And thank you, everyone, not just Judy, for tuning in.
absolutely. And my last words will be bird, squirrel, and dirt. So
Bird, squirrel, and dirt.
Bird, squirrel, dirt.
Thanks, everybody. You want to play us out?
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for being a good co-host. Here we go.
Welcome as always.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.